Yes, the AFK Lion Sword glitch is still a thing, but it's not surprising that it was forgotten about because of the jet gun glitch that's taken up all the spotlight. So if you can't do the jet gun glitch because you don't have the necessary field upgrades or augments that you need for it, or if you're simply just tired of doing the same glitch over and over and want to give this one a try, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And while this one's not an unlimited everything glitch, it may actually be better than the jet gun glitch strictly for gaining fast XP. So with that said, let's get into how we do the almost forgotten about AFK Lion Sword glitch on Citadelle Day More and Black Ops 6 Zombies. Alright, so in order to do this glitch, you're going to need 2 players. But don't worry, it's not as difficult as it sounds, because you really only need the second player for about 2 minutes. So you can pretty much play by yourself the entire game, and then when you want to set up the glitch, just have somebody join in, set everything up, and then once they leave, you can go back to doing it solo. As always, when it comes to the Lion Sword glitch, it's recommended that you have at least one of these 2 augments for melee macchiato. If you want to unlock Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos in Black Ops 6, or grind them super fast in bot lobbies, be sure to check out my friends over at Macchiato. They're the biggest and most reliable on everything Call of Duty, and they can help you with weekly events, and rare bundle codes for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. As gamers, we want to make sure we're getting the most legitimate services possible, and at Macchiato, that's exactly what they do. They have over 15,000 verified Trustpilot reviews, as well as thousands of personalized vouchers. So definitely check out all the great deals and services over at Macchiato, the go-to for all things Call of Duty, and use my special discount code Viking for 5% off. Step 1 is going to be to open up Pack-a-Punch. Once you do that, wait till round 10 for a helmet zombie to appear, and then once you take him out, he's going to drop a stamp. Now once you get past round 10, you can pretty much have the second player join at any point. But just remember, when they come into the game, they're going to have to wait till the next round to spawn in. And since both players are going to need stamps, you might as well just pick up the one that drops in front of you, and then when you have the player join the game, and they spawn at the start of the next round, just make sure you take out another helmet zombie, so they can pick up a stamp for themselves, and start setting up the glitch. Now assuming you've gotten through the next round with the second player, and they've already picked up a stamp, have that player go into the dining hall and grab the sword from the Lion Knight. Now they just have to go about setting up the sword room, which of course means taking out all 4 glowing parasites one at a time, and each time they take out a parasite, their sword is going to glow. Then they simply hit the door with the sword, and a symbol appears. Now they just have to repeat this process 4 times, until all 4 symbols are on the door. Now just have the second player go inside of the sword room, head over to the pedestal, and insert the sword. Once the symbols appear out of the pedestal, have them shoot 1 wrong symbol, and as the symbols are going back into the pedestal, they can leave the game. If you timed everything correctly, the symbols will come back out and still be floating around in the room, even though the second player has already left the game. And as player 1, you can check to make sure that this worked by looking over here on the map or staying around the area near Speed Cola, and you should be able to see that zombies are still spawning in the sword room. If you're seeing this up here, then you're good to go. Now since you already have a stamp, and the second player that already had the Lion Sword has left the game, that sword will now go back to the dining hall and be in the hands of the Lion Knight. So if you want, you can pick it up, go back to the sword room, and as soon as you advance the round, you'll see those 4 symbols appear on the door, and then you can go inside. However, you can still bring an upgraded sword into the sword room. So if you want to do that, go ahead and upgrade any of the other 3 swords, make sure you hold 1 zombie, or find one of the crates in the castle that you can pop open and have a parasite come out. Then all you have to do is take the regular Lion Sword, and whichever sword you upgraded, and then juggle them all the way down to the sword room by swapping them back and forth. If you've done it this way, just make sure that you have the regular Lion Sword in hand when you interact with the door, and then quickly swap over to the upgraded sword right before getting teleported inside. Either way that you decided to do this, whether you have the upgraded sword or not, once you go inside, take out any remaining zombies, and at this point you're just doing the AFK glitch as usual by shooting a bunch of wrong symbols and building up zombies in the room. Then you can just sit right over here by this opening in the wall and allow all these zombies to funnel over to you, and then you can just go AFK, swinging indefinitely, building up a ton of XP. If you have a controller, all you have to do is take a rubber band or a hair tie, put it around your trigger so that you're constantly swinging your sword, or find a way to hold down your melee button. Either way, at this point, you have everything you need to do the AFK Lion Sword glitch on Citadelle Day More. Now just an FYI, once you get into the room, you're not going to be able to leave, because if you do, the symbols in the room that your second player set up are going to disappear even if you come back in on a different round. So make sure you go around the map and get whatever you want before coming in here so you don't have to think about leaving. Also, it's really important to stay away from the pedestal because you don't want to accidentally insert the sword, because if you do that, it's going to ruin this glitch. Although even if you accidentally ruin it or decide to leave the room, you can always have your second player come back into the game and reset everything up. Either way, I just wanted to show you guys that the AFK Lion Sword glitch on Citadelle Day More is still working in Black Ops 6 Zombies. So if you just want to get away from the jet gun glitch for a little while, or if you've never been able to do it because you don't have the right field upgrades or augments, this one is still really easy to do. And like I said, even though you need a second player, you really only need them for a couple minutes. If it wasn't for the jet gun glitch, this would still be one of the best glitches in the game because you can still get a ton of XP, and it's still an AFK glitch so you can set it up and leave your console or PC and still be gaining XP when you're out doing whatever you want. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe because it really goes a long way to help me build this channel, and more importantly, because I really appreciate it. Anyway, that's all we got for this video, so as always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's go!